Buckle up, friends, and welcome to the Thriving Alcohol-Free Podcast. I'm your host, Deb, otherwise known as Mocktail Mom, a retired wine drinker that finally got sick and tired of spinning on life's broken record called Detox to Retox. Let this podcast be an encouragement to you if alcohol is maybe a form of self-care for you, where you find yourself dragging through the day waiting to pour another glass. I am excited to share with you the fun of discovering new things to drink when you aren't drinking and the joy of waking up each day without a hangover. It is an honor to serve as your sober fun guide, so sit back and relax or keep doing whatever it is you're doing. This show is produced for you with love from the great state of Kentucky. Thanks so much for being here and big time cheers. Okay, hey friends, welcome back to Thriving Alcohol-Free Podcast. I'm so happy. I have a Lilly in the house with us. I have my own Lilly here who lives with me, but I have Lilly of Mocktails with Lilly joining me today. Lilly, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm about 6 months pregnant with my first baby, a baby boy. So just, preparing for his arrival, navigating the world pregnant. So,
yes.
I'm doing really well.
Oh, well, you are glowing and you are so beautiful. And I absolutely love following you on Instagram. Like anybody who's not following you, please, everybody right now, go follow at Mocktails with Lilly. It's Lilly. So 2 L's in the middle there. And also on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, follow her. Your account is just like bingeable, Pinterest worthy. It's gorgeous mocktails and they're delicious. But I mean, you just make everything look so pretty. So like maybe like you love those pretty accounts, which is not mine. Mine is like, here, I don't know what I'm doing, but here, throw it all in a cup and have a drink, people.
Yours is, I have to say, Deb, first of all, thank you for having me on your podcast. Yeah. But second of all, thank you for just being such a light, your enthusiasm, your joy, like every time you pop up on my feed, and I know this is true for your whole community, just makes my day, brings up the energy, and just a little burst of joy every time you're on my screen. So.
Good. Okay, good. That makes me so happy because that's what I want to do. Just we're having fun, right? We're still having fun. We're still
having fun.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read your bio. I'm going to attempt to read your bio. My audience knows that I am the worst at reading out loud. Here we go. Deb, back in school, going to read Lily's bio. And I was laughing because your name is spelled Lilly, and my daughter Lily is Lilly, right?
Yeah.
So when she was little, somebody asked, she's a literalist. I mean, like so much so. It's so funny. So somebody asked her once, she was like, maybe like, I don't know, second grade, whatever. And they're like, oh, is it Lily with 2 L's or 1? And she's like, 2. Because to her, there's an L in the beginning and there's an L in the middle. There are 2 L's in her.
I know when people ask me that, I'm like, 3?
3. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you need to say 3 and my Lily needs to say 2. Okay. This Lily is the creator behind Instagram account at Mocktails with Lilly, where she shares mocktail recipes and alcohol-free lifestyle content. As a former ballerina, Lily has spent the past 10 years working in the finance industry, most recently advising companies in the media and consumer industries. Lily has been living an alcohol-free, sober life for 4 years. She loves connecting with others who are sober or rethinking their relationship with alcohol. Lily is a Boston native and currently lives with her husband in New York City, where she can, okay, here we go. Look, I can't read. Okay. Where you can find her trying new workout classes, tasting zero proof menus around the city, or at home cooking, puzzling. Oh, you like puzzles?
Yeah.
Or hosting a game night. You like puzzles? I hate puzzles.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I have one that I started, 1,000 piece, that I'm like,
1,000
it's been a real struggle though. Usually, really? I got very into it in the pandemic, around the time when I stopped drinking, actually.
Yep.
Because sitting down watching TV was just like one of those triggers for me. So I was like, I needed something different. So I did puzzles plus audiobooks. I love a good mystery. And that combo was, and mocktails, of course, was kind of like the trifecta for me in my very early days of alcohol-free living. Yeah.
Okay, so July 30th, that's your soberversary, is that right? So this last July was 4 years, you're 4.5 years alcohol-free. Incredible. Could you have ever imagined living an alcohol-free lifestyle?
No. I was definitely always kind of like the party girl, life of the party, but also was relatively, I think, I hate the term like high functioning alcoholic because it implies that some alcoholics are more successful. It's like it's the alcohol is the problem and it manifests in different ways. But so I grew up, my sister actually partied very hard in college, went to rehab, has been in AA for must be over 15 years now. And she's just been such an inspiration for me. But it's funny because you mentioned this in the intro of your book as well. I kind of almost having a sister who went to AA very early almost reinforced this perception that there are people who have a problem drinking and, she had to drop out of school. So people who, if you're drinking in the morning or you're dropping out of school or you can't keep a job, like then you have a problem and everybody else can drink however they want. And it's like, okay. And I think that almost, I don't want to say kept me drinking longer, but, I was always, I went to graduate school, worked in finance in New York, but drinking became more and more of a crutch, something that I really leaned on to unwind, to, escape my, feelings and emotions, that, judgmental voice in your brain that's always kind of there hovering. I was able to quiet it with alcohol. The biggest thing for me was that alcohol started to it really impacted my ability to keep promises to myself. So like my self-trust and my self-esteem. So, whether it was, I said I didn't want to drink that night, I would, inevitably have that glass of wine. And, in working in finance, that first glass of wine was sometimes like when I got home at like 11 p.m. or midnight from like a long work day. And, missing workout classes and, on my worst nights, picking fights with friends and boyfriends, just kind of like doing things that really did not feel genuine to myself, not keeping promises to myself. And that sort of cycle really like wore me down. And then come the pandemic, happy hour was at 6 and then it was at 5 and then it was at 2 and then it was
2 o'clock.
Who knows when?
Time.
And we were
Pick
in our
time.
sweatpants and exactly. And so I think that like was a bit of a wake up call to me where I was like, I could see this going. This is a slippery slope. I could see this going in, a more, dangerous direction. And also I think just the pandemic made everyone, more health conscious, but also just like, how do you want to spend your days? Like, in those early days, we didn't know if we would be able to, go to a concert again or go skiing. So it was just sort of wanting to take control of my life and how I spent my time. And I think being really present and intentional about my time, about my relationships was really a big part of being alcohol free. I forget what the original question was, but
yeah, no. So you're
but you got me chatting.
You're mid-pandemic. I mean, that's July, right? So it's just a few months into the pandemic. I got sober. I stopped drinking December 31st. So a few months, half a year or so after you. So how was that just a few months in? So you've been like, okay, yeah, we were all like drinking at like, not we all, I shouldn't say speak for everyone in the world, but many of us were drinking, earlier in the day than we had before the pandemic. And so how was that to like kind of go, okay, today I'm starting? What was it that day that was like so different?
Well, I should say, I think probably the year leading up to that date, I had been questioning. So I had been reading a lot of Quit Lit, addiction memoirs. I think Holly's book, Quit Like a Woman, had come out around that time. And, reading that, I got very political. Alcohol's part of the patriarchy. Like I just, I kind of got very, I felt like my eyes were opened to something that, living in New York City, working in finance, I went to business school before that. Like drinking was just more than accepted. It was a part of the culture.
Sure.
And in New York City, it's changing, which is wonderful. But, still the weekends is like, it's just brunch. You start drinking at brunch and you just keep going. So it's like the main activity. So I think I had started questioning my relationship before and spent many months actually, saying I was going to stop, throwing out all the wine in my kitchen, come 5 o'clock,
buy more
ordering wine. Exactly. And you could order it on Drizzly or Minibar, it's and you're in Manhattan, it's like at your door in 20 minutes. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So in Kentucky. Yeah. There's well, maybe there is that. I don't know. Good thing I didn't know about it, I guess.
It's good. It's dangerous. But yeah, so it wasn't just sort of all at once, but I think just the pandemic and everything that it brought up was kind of the last straw for me.
I think that's so true. I mean, I feel like there's like that, like that quiet voice, or almost like when you're watching the news, and they have like the ticker at the bottom. And it's almost like as you're like, I know for me going through like my day before I stopped drinking, it was kind of like that constant ticker of a lot of head chatter about drinking. Like, I threw away all that wine last night. I'm going to go ahead and go buy some. But also like, I think I need to stop is also part of those headlines running through your mind. And it's like, it's okay to really listen to that little voice, when you're in the shower and it's that little voice that's talking to you like, oh my gosh, I did it again last night, or laying down at bed at night, that voice that we're talking to ourselves all day, right? Might as well say these things, right?
Exactly. I know. And I think a lot of the times too, it's, at least for me, I felt like, what's wrong with me? Because everyone around me is drinking. First of all, you don't know anyone else's situation or story, but also like it's, alcohol is a known addictive substance. And so, and I have full, respect for people who can drink and, want it in their lives. I'm not,
for sure. Yeah,
but
same.
for me, it was not working for me and it was not my fault, So I think just kind of like coming to terms with the fact that like it was just like a bad relationship that like I really wanted to continue, but was not good for me. And so, slowly listening to that voice, as you say, and making that change was life-changing for me. So
that's so true. It is. It's like a bad relationship that like, isn't good for you. But you're like, but I want to go back. I know. Like I grieved. I grieved my Chardonnay. I wanted to have a funeral for it. It was like, please, like, can we please resurrect the Chardonnay from the dead? Because I would just like, a one night stand, just a one night stand.
So true. I know. And the things that we
fine.
And the things that we do, like the mental gymnastics to try to keep it in your life, like spent a lot of time and energy on that.
Yeah. It's freeing, isn't it? To not have that, to just be like, okay, now I'm not drinking. And again, like same like you said, like, no judgment if you can moderate. I can't, but it's like, to be free now of that, all that head chatter. Yeah. So were you engaged at the time? No, you weren't engaged even yet. So were you with your husband?
I was not. I was with a prior boyfriend in the pandemic. And then I met my current husband in late, 2021, December 2021.
Okay. Oh, so he's never known you as a drinker. You had your wedding, alcohol free. How was that?
Good. We had a full bar for our guests, but we served naughty, non-alcoholic Chardonnay, which is like one of my favorites. And a lot of the people actually, we had non-alcoholic beer as well. I think we had Heineken and maybe one other. And then I had a signature mocktail, of course, which was like a watermelon, agua fresca, watermelon lime drink. And what was fun and interesting for me to see was how many of like my friends who were drinking wanted to try the non-alcoholic drinks because, my husband's in his 40s. So like his friends are older. People are like, can't be, if you're hanging out at like a 5-hour wedding, you can't be drinking all the time. So it was like really cool to see like, I think just like
have some non-alcoholic options for us old people.
mix it in.
We cannot take this for 5 hours. That's for sure.
Exactly. And so that was fun because it was like, my mission is like ultimately just to destigmatize non-alcoholic drinks and alcohol-free living. So whether that's for a lifetime, like I've chosen, or for a sober month, sober January coming up, or dry January, or for a night, I just think to normalize it. So it's not like it's a taboo. And so
I love that when you said did you say demystifying alcohol-free living?
Or destigmatizing, I think.
Destigmatizing. Sorry. Demystifying it too for some people, I guess.
For sure.
Maybe for them too. So destigmatizing it. Yes, because it's like, even if it's just for a weekend or just take a little break for a month, when this episode comes out, I think it's going to be January. It's like, maybe you're just taking a break. Maybe right now you're just saying, I just want to see how I feel, and maybe you'll continue or maybe not. It's okay.
Yeah. Exactly. And just to have it be more normal, you don't have to feel like you're in a Spanish Inquisition if you don't have alcohol in your drink at a party. That's changing, which is great.
That is changing. That's so good. Okay, that's so good. Okay, so how did mocktails become an important part of your recovery or, just your journey into alcohol-free living?
Yeah. So I think similar to you, I really needed a glass in my hand. Also in the pandemic, there was no marker of time. We was working from home and then I would, shift to the other side of my couch and would be
to watch a movie.
Off work. Exactly.
I'm clocking out. I'm going to the right side now.
I know.
Yeah.
So having a mocktail, non-alcoholic drink, was like a great way for me to, continue to have my fancy wine glass, really mark the end of the day, and also just still have that ritual. And for me, it was very, very simple at the beginning. It was like half kombucha, half sparkling water. Sometimes I would crush up some like a jalapeno or put something like fun in there. And that was my, mocktail for those first couple of months. And then I think just getting into the culture, the different flavors, the community. I mean, the community on Instagram is just incredible.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's just such a bright corner of the internet, and that's very rare to find.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like we're all just in the same boat. Nothing is talked about besides just this, nothing to divide us. We're just encouraging one another to be alcohol free or to try alcohol free living or alcohol free drinks. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think you meet someone in the community and you sort of instantly have some shared experience of some sort. So
totally. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk more, I guess, just about the importance of community and how that's impacted like your journey and how you've, who you've connected with, not maybe who, but what communities have you been a part of that have been really encouraging to you besides Instagram?
Yeah. I think
mostly Instagram.
It's honestly mostly Instagram. I think that one of the more unexpected and probably the most rewarding thing about quitting drinking was how many people sort of came out of the woodwork, so to speak, and who my story resonated with, or who were also thinking about quitting, or who wanted to, chat about mocktails. Like here I am at a party, practicing my lines, nervous about, like, oh no, I'm not drinking tonight, and I'll stick with this, like whatever. And then meanwhile, like the person I'm talking to is actually has been thinking about quitting themselves or has been thinking about cutting back. And, so I think that I've made a few friendships in my sort of peripheral friend group and my business school class, actually. So a couple of people reached out saying that they're struggling and now we go get mocktails together. So like that kind of community that has presented itself has been really wonderful. And then my sister, of course, she's my sober goddess and guiding light.
Amazing. Guiding light. Yeah. Oh, now does she drink mocktails? I know many people in like AA don't, or there's kind of like mixed now. Is it kind of changing a little bit maybe?
I mean, I think in AA, it's like I'm sure everyone has different preferences. She'll drink mocktails. She doesn't drink the non-alcoholic wines and spirits because they're too, triggering and that works for her. But like, she'll definitely drink mocktails. She loves kombucha. We're always like trading our different flavors and like, gratitude is in the, which is the, synergy gratitude is in the stores. We'll text each other. So. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I love that. Yes.
Like the seasonal flavors. Yeah.
I'm getting you 5 bottles. Yes. Yeah. Go grab some yourself. Yeah. That's so awesome. I love that. Like tag teaming. Like, let's make sure we get it while it's out, the seasonal flavors.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. So when you're out and about, so you're in New York. So there must be, is every restaurant now have mocktails on the menu? We don't have, I'm in Kentucky. We don't. It's like, we're still like in a horse and buggy out here. So
I know. We're very lucky. The zero proof menu is pretty ubiquitous here in New York, which is great. So it's like really fun to see what bars are doing, like, and the fact that you can tell also like when a bar is excited about it or, bartender is excited to make you something non-alcoholic.
That's awesome. Okay, if they don't have something on the menu, what do you like to ask them to make for you? Do you have them make you a little mocktail, or what do you like to order?
I have a couple of go-tos. My go-to is probably soda water, splash of grapefruit, and a lime. And then if they can do like a tahini rim, like the spicy, salty wit rim, I'll do that. So I think it's good to always have like just a go-to in your head because someone doesn't have the menu, like. It's just like that. Safer bet. But then I also like to, if there's no non-alcoholic menu, just look at the cocktail menu and see what ingredients they have and go from there. And then ginger beer and ginger kombucha are our saviors.
Right?
So good.
So good. I did not know. I don't think I'd had one mule in my whole life before I stopped drinking. And ginger beer and mules have just become like the new BFF. Yeah. With my sober journey. They're so good. It's so good. Yeah. So delicious. Okay. So can I ask you some of your favorites? Like, I know it's hard to say, like, it's probably like, who's your favorite child? No, right now your favorite child is the little boy. You're growing. He's growing. He's kicking you? Has he been quiet while we've been talking, or is he kicking?
He's been quiet while we've been talking. He's generally.
I hear my Mocktail mom. I hear her. Okay. So do you have like a favorite non-alcoholic beer?
I'm not a big beer drinker. So I never was. I like Heineken, but Heineken. Just like
great.
A basic standard.
Great. And it's nice, easy to find in a lot of places. A lot of
menus
already have that. Okay. How about like a non-alcoholic wine? You mentioned the Naughty Chardonnay, which I was a Chardonnay girl. Okay. Any others?
Naughty is one of my favorite, the sparkling Chardonnay.
Some of your favorites?
The Geronimo, I think that's how you say it. It's in a league of its own.
I agree. I totally agree.
I'm actually going to a dinner party tonight, and I'm going to bring it for some friends to taste test. Friends who drink. So yeah.
Oh my word. Okay, so are you bringing the Leonis, the red blend, or you're bringing the
Leonis
bottle, the Leonis, right? Is that what it's called? I think. Yeah. Looking down here because I have two of the bottles. I saved the bottles. I drank it, but I saved the bottles. So I was like, I have to keep this. This is.
I know.
It's really good. Yeah. Any like last minute tips or encouragement you would give to somebody who's maybe just, maybe they're doing dry January, encouragement and advice you have for them?
Yeah, I would say have lots of options on hand, like don't be afraid to show up to a party with, I've been known to have a purse mocktail. So this brand Gia does a really good like little mini can and it's very complex and has a bite similar to like an Aperol or Campari. I love to keep one of those in my purse, but just have a game plan, have a, recite your drink at a bar, if you should, like, even if you're at a dive bar, just like, soda water, splash of crayon, whatever it is. And, prioritize your health. Remember why you're doing this. You can do it,
That's
and I
great.
think once you get a few weeks in, you really start to see the benefits and feel the benefits, and you get mornings back. Mornings are amazing. I was never a morning person. I wouldn't say I am still. I am now, but
I was like, okay,
more
Lily, what's the secret? What's the secret? Because I was not a morning person. I still am not one.
Still not one. But
okay, yeah.
But
so
like, at least I'm not miserable in mornings. So
yeah, right. No more waking up with a hangover, right? On a Tuesday,
life changing.
What am I doing? Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Yeah, you have time in the evening to do puzzles, and you have headspace, and you have your mornings. You have your mornings back and your life back. Yeah. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy to meet you.
Oh,
Thank you so much for doing
so
this
fun
today.
to meet you too, Deb. You're just like, you're such a light, and you're just so enthusiastic and supportive, and the community would not be the same without you. And just, it's an honor to be on your show.
That's really, really, really sweet of you. I feel like a little cheerleader for the like alcohol-free space or whatever, and I was a cheerleader in high school. I wish I could still fit into my cheerleading uniform. I'd put it back on for everybody, but instead I'm in my denim shirt. I'm never taking it off.
It's your new cheerleader outfit.
It's my outfit. Yes. It's my uniform. Lily, thank you so much. Okay, everybody, make sure you're following Lily on Instagram and TikTok, Mocktails with Lily, Lilly with 3 L's, not 2. There you go. Big time cheers, you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Big time cheers to you for tuning in to the Thriving Alcohol-Free podcast. I hope you will take something from today's episode and make one small change that will help you to thrive and have fun in life without alcohol. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social, send up a flare, or leave a rating and a review. I am cheering for you as you discover the world of non-alcoholic drinks and as you journey towards authentic freedom. See you in the next episode.